Hello everyone and welcome back to another video that I will be doing today. And we will be looking at the CSEC Integrated Science paper May-June 2016, paper 1. And this video is part 2. So if you missed part 1, there's a card somewhere on this video, or you can check in the description to click on that link to go ahead and watch that part 1 video. Please give this video a thumbs up by pressing the like button. Yes, that is much appreciated. So let's get ready. Let's go. We're on a marathon to complete as many papers as we can before the exam. Let's get ready. 31 says, which of the following processes used in the treatment of water will eliminate harmful bacteria? A. Aeration. B. Filtration, C. Sedimentation, or D. Chlorination. So, what are you thinking? Did you say chlorination? Well, if that was what you were thinking, or is your answer yes, you are absolutely correct. D is our answer. Let's go. Items 32 to 33, it says, items 32 to 33 refer to the following methods of water purification. A. Distillation. B. Filtration. C. Chlorination. Or D. Sedimentation. So, in answering items 32 to 33, each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. 32. Which method involves the settling of heavy materials? That would be D, sedimentation. So D would be for 32. 33 says, which method involves the boiling and recondensing of water? That would be A, distillation. Let's go on to number 34 now. It says the most effective method used in controlling pests is the A, use of traps, B, use of another organism, C, use of screens on windows, D, eradication of their breeding places. It would be the most effective would be to get to the root of it, we would say. So eradication of their breeding places. D. 35 says, which method of waste disposal is least harmful to the environment? A. Burning. B. Burying. C. Recycling. Or D. Landfilling. That would be C. Recycling. Least harmful. So there are always some key terms in reading your question. You look for the main idea and then you isolate and pick out the key term that wants you to find the solution to the main idea. So that word least is very important. Item 36 refers to the following safety equipment. 1. We have helmet. 2. Gloves. 3. Boots. So 36 says, which of the following are essential for a welder? So which one of those are essential for a welder? We would say all of them are very important in him or her working as safely as possible. So those are his gears, his safety equipments that are needed, all three of them, in protecting the relevant organs or body parts, I should say. Let's go. 37 says, which of the following is most needed by a student pouring corrosive chemicals in the laboratory? A. Helmet. B. Gloves. C. Hard hat. D. Safety vest. So it would be B. Gloves. Pouring. Dealing with liquid. So B would be using the hands. So that would be needed to protect using gloves. 38. Which of the following is not a conductor of electricity? A. Iron. B. Carbon. C. Copper. D. Plastic. The answer would be D. Plastic. Let's go to number 39 now. Here we go. The rusting of iron is an example of A. Reduction. B. Oxidation. C. Precipitation. Or D. Neutralization. So the rusting of iron now, we know that is B. Oxidation. That's an example of oxidation, B. 40 says, brass is a mixture of A. Copper and tin, B. Copper and zinc, C. Zinc and tin, or D. Silver and copper. Now we know this is a repeated question. So we know it is B. Copper and zinc. 41 says, steel is widely used in the construction of buildings because it A. is inexpensive, B. is easy to recycle, C. has high tensile strength, or D. has a high melting point. This one is like a giveaway. We know A, B, and D would not have been our answer. So we know the answer is C. Let's move on to number 42. Which of the following chemicals removes nail polish? This is another repeated question. A. Borax, B. Acetone, C. Washing soda, or D. Methylated spirit. We know the answer is B. Acetone. That's an easy one, especially for the females. Let's move on to number 43. Here we go. Item 43 refers to the following data obtained in an experiment to investigate crop growth and optimum pH growth. So there we have our diagram. You will see it, what the figures are there. And we A, 4.0 to 6.0, B, 6.0 to 8.0, C, 8.0 to 10.0, or D, 10.0 to 12.0. Okay, so 43. Which crop grows best in neutral soil? Which one of those would it be? We know it would have to be B. B would be our answer. 6.0 to 8.0 between the optimum pH value of soil. So between that is needed. Now, 44 says, which of the following forms a suspension in water? A, salt, B, oxygen, C, sugar, D, clay. Suspension. So, if you say D, clay, then yes, you are absolutely correct. I can tell that you students, you are getting ready. I can see that. All right, let's move on to 45. Hard water is water that A, contains alcohol, B, contains a lot of chemicals, C, forms a lot of lather with soap, D, does not form lather with soap easily. So, we know this one. D, it does not form lather with soap easily. Let's go to 46. Here we go. Item 46 refers to the following diagram, which represents an analog meter used to measure the amount of electricity used. Now, we did this one, didn't we? Yes, I think we did this one on the 2017 paper, if my memory serves me correct. So 46 says, what is a reading on the meter? So I'm sure you know how to read a meter at home to know or to calculate your parents' electricity bill, what it's like. So how do we read a meter? It's there. So we can tell that our first digit is 1, and then we have, what do we have next? 5. Then we have 4, and then we have 8, and then we have 7.0. So if you say A, then yes, you are correct. Right. So let's go on to number 47. Which of the following groups is comprised only of the primary colors of light? A, red, blue, cyan. B, red, green, blue. C, red, green, purple. D, red, blue, orange. What do you say? Isn't it B, red, green, and blue? Those are the primary colors of light. 48 says, which electrical component is designed to melt and break the circuit if too much current passes through it? A, fuse. B, flex. C, plug. D, switch. So it would be the fuse, A. Let's go to 49. It says a refrigerator has a rating of 0.45 kW. You know what that stands for. The electricity used in kWh by this refrigerator for 1 day is equal to, so we know that would be 0.45 times 24, right? For 1 day. For 1 day. So C would have been the correct answer. So that's the amount of electricity that is used. Question 50 now says, in the Caribbean, the energy used in the production of electricity is derived mainly from A. Waterfalls, B. Fossil fuels, C. Solar panels, or D. Wind turbines. We know the answer is B. Fossil fuels. Let's go to 51. The type of energy contained in fossil fuels is A. Solar, B. Kinetic, C. Electrical, or D. Chemical. We know it is D. Chemical. Let's go to number 52. Which of the following is not an alternative source of energy? A. Solar, B. Wind, C. Candle, or D. Wave. The answer would be C. It says not an alternative source of energy. So A, B, and D would have been our sources of energy. So A and B, sorry, yes. Right. Right. A, B, and D. Yes. Good. So C would have been not right. So 53 says, which of the following formula is used to calculate the mechanical advantage MA of a machine? Now, this has been a question that has been on almost all of the past papers that we have worked out so far. So, this question should be right in your forefront of your minds. The answer should be there, seen it so many times. So, we know the answer is B. MA is equal to load divided into effort. Question 54. Item 54 refers to the following diagram of a spanner. The spanner is an example of A. a lever, B. a pulley, C. an inclined plane, or D. a hydraulic press. So we know it would be a lever. 54 would be A. Okay, let's go. Well, this paper, the latter part of the paper, there has been an error in the way how it has been printed. And so, for that reason, we're not able to see clearly the questions that are there because it has been printed. As you can see, I'm not able to see it clearly. So there is a problem with these, in answering these questions, because it has jumbled, the questions have been jumbled in one based on how the paper was uploaded, was printed. Not a fault of mine. So on it, unfortunately, we would have to stop there. But I can tell you, we know with the question we have a question like this on one of the past papers. I think it was the 2019 paper. So you could see that one very clearly. Right. So 55, I think it seems like this diagram here. Right. It is saying that they follow in a diagram which illustrates a body P that revolves around the sun and another body R that revolves around P. It's very complicated. So 55 is actually saying which of the following terms best describe P. So P would be here. So let's see. The answer A is what? Planet, B, galaxy, C, asteroid, D, satellite. So we know it would be, this one would be D, satellite. That's the most I can pick out, can see clearly. So this is where we will have to stop, unfortunately, but this is not the end of CSEC Integrated Science past paper. I will be doing the 2015 paper, so stay tuned and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you know when that video is being uploaded. Thanks so much for watching.